Hello and good evening, everyone out there. How are we doing tonight? This is Mr. Media Mustache Man coming at you live with an update. What the heck? Um. So this morning wrapped up my short 2 day sugar fast, and I think I had a good understanding of the sugar fast more than I did when I did the 7 day. So I was actually able to shave off about 2 pounds in 2 days. So that was interesting. I started off around 189.5 ish, something like that. And then I ended at this morning 187.2. And yeah, so today was a normal eating day. I ate my eggs, I ate my toast, I had my Greek yogurt, had some chimkin for dinner, some more Greek yogurt, bunch of fruit. I will say, ever since Cole got me on the sugar fasting, I got a soft spot for canned peaches of all things. I love canned peaches as a post workout meal every when I'm not doing the sugar fasting. When I'm done at the gym, I have a protein shake. Usually, it's got about 20 grams of collagen and 25 grams of whey protein, and then I have a whole can of peaches, sliced peaches, and I get the peaches in the juice. The I don't actually like the way it tastes that much in the heavy syrup. So during the sugar fast, I will go for the heavy syrup because you're getting more calories. But flavor wise, it's so much better when it's in the juice. And then when you drink the juice, it's hydrating. Um, I don't know. I think it's more hydrating than the syrup, than the sugar water. But anyways, yeah. So that's just kind of what I've been doing. It's a little update from me. I plan on doing what I call. I'm coining this term. All right, Cole. You can use it. It's called sugar fast pulsing. So you pulse it, and this is more for when you're not like super heavy and you're looking for more of a balanced diet slash way to incorporate sugar fasting, but you're still trying to build like muscle and strength and keep it up, and you're not really trying to you know, cut 100 pounds plus. So I'm at that point where I probably could cut another 10 pounds. I'm not sure if I want to. I'm currently, 187 ish. We'll say I'll probably be like 189 tomorrow morning. Um, Kind of like what happened with the last fast. It was like I lost like 3 pounds down to 188, and then I went, the next day I was up to 191 again. But then I noticed that as I kept eating normal, I did feel like my metabolism sped up, and then my normal starting weight ended up being 189 this time. So it seems like the weight will go down fast, and then when you refeed on normal stuff, it'll go back up a little bit. But I'm thinking it's just like water retention and stuff, and then the trend is still down, is what I'm saying. So it is interesting. And my sleep was so much better this time too. And I just find it hard to eat the way some people eat on the sugar fast. I feel like when I try to, like when Cole says get a sugar bomb in, like 1,000 calories or 1,500 in the morning, I can't do that. I try, like I don't know what it is. I Once I hit about 700-800 calories, I'm just not hungry anymore. And I've noticed just in my life of being fat and losing weight multiple times that what's always worked best for me when I was leaner was always eating slightly smaller meals. So I kind of do better eating like 4 to 5 meals a day. So yeah, it just depends. Some days I wake up and I have, from all that fasting stuff too. I I used to do like hours of working out in the morning before I'd ever eat. So sometimes I'm just not hungry, but I do always get in orange juice at least, at least 12 ounces of orange juice or something to start my metabolism up. And then now I eat breakfast, around 8:30 ish. I get up around 7:15, so my wife and I go to bed later. We go to bed around 7:30. So 7:30, 11:30. So we don't always get 8 hours of sleep. We usually get around, we get between 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, my sleeping was better though because I really made an effort to eat more calories. I felt very sick and tired of gummy bears, and I hate to admit that it's hard. It's actually harder to try to do sugar fasting more clean. And I did buy like, the Black Forest gummy bears that are much cleaner than like Haribo and those other brands. Cuz at least, these ones they didn't use artificial flavorings or artificial colorings or anything like that. Um, but I bought that 4 pound bag of gummy bears for like 11 something at Sam's Club. Man, I mean, I didn't eat a crazy ton. I mean, I ate a good amount, but I mean, I got more than half the bag left, and oh, kind of like makes me sick to my stomach to think about gummy bears right now. So I don't know, but I hate to admit that it does seem to. It just seems like if you're gonna do sugar fasting, it's gonna be easier to incorporate some sort of like calorically dense form of sugar like that. Because eating fruit, when I was doing smoothies a lot, I mean, you're gonna have to add sugar. You're gonna have to add honey. You're gonna have to add maple syrup. You're gonna have to add these things because yeah, that's how you got to ramp your metabolism up. You need more calories. So yeah, it's interesting, but you do feel light and agile on the sugar fast. So yeah, pretty cool. Um, I'd be interested to hear other people's experiences. You know, any other advice? I will say that I follow Cole's advice to a T, even though I'm not. Um, I'm like probably about 18 to 19% body fat, so I'm not in that ballpark of having to like completely omit certain things. But I do choose to omit all starches. Like I'm just like, well, whatever works for those who have extreme excess and whatever could stall them. I'll bet you if I just stick to the basics, just the fruits and the candies and the sodas and stuff like that, that I'm not going to have any stalls. And it does seem to work well. And I keep the sodium very low. I do. I drink a lot of reverse osmosis water, so I always put salt in my water. But I've reduced the amount of salt I put in my water by a lot. For instance, this is an 84-ounce bottle of water that I drink, and I used to put like a half a teaspoon of salt in here. Now I do about like a quarter teaspoon, and then I put about a quarter teaspoon of potassium chloride. So I always been, ever since like 2018 or whatever when I found Cole, I've kind of always done the snake juice stuff. So I still do that. And last night before bed, I sprinkled a little bit of salt in my hand. Not even, it was a very tiny amount, probably like a 32nd of a teaspoon, because I just felt a little thirsty. And I exercise a lot, sweat a lot. I use the sauna and the steam room a lot. So you are going to need to get a little bit of sodium in if you're doing that. But I do follow Cole's advice, and I keep it very low. Um, yeah, and it seems to be working well. So I plan on sugar fast pulsing my sugar fasts on a 5 and 2 schedule, which means it kind of looks like I'm gonna be following a during the week I eat normal, and during the weekend I'm sugar fasting kind of schedule. At least for now, just kind of see where it goes. So stay tuned, follow along for this ride, for this journey down the sugar train, Bill. Okay. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Bye.